Are my doors open? Is it too loud?
No, no, you're fine.
Okay. Okay.
I also have a giant dog in the other side of this room.
Oh,
So
good.
in the event that he starts barking, it's that. But
That's perfectly fine.
my wife is at work and my kids are at school. So relatively quieter than my last podcast already. So it's good.
Okay, perfect.
So how have you been?
Not too bad.
Not too
Not too
bad.
bad. Yeah.
Last time I saw you, we were at the CrossFit Games, and you were on the demo team, and I was hanging out in the demo area for the vendor village. So how has life been since that experience, and kind of we'll just pick up from there.
Okay, perfect. Life's been good. Coming back from demo team, like I was pumped. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to start training again. Like super excited for next season. But I've had a bum hamstring, so
Ah,
that's kind of slowed me down a little bit. But
gotcha.
it's overall been not too bad. Just working out.
Good deal. Good deal. So just kind of, go back over your history for people who people should know you, especially in the CrossFit space. But I've got a lot of people who I got a lot of people who listen to all sorts of different things. So they don't they're
uh,
not all in the CrossFit space. So tell people a little bit about your background with CrossFit, kind of how you got into CrossFit. You're a 3 times regionals athlete, correct?
Yep.
And a 2 time semifinal athlete, and you were
Yep.
literally like that close
So close.
to getting there. So
Yep.
just kind of tell people your journey and where you came from with that.
Yeah, so I actually started CrossFit. So I did volleyball in high school.
Okay.
And then we just did like a summer boot camp at a CrossFit. And at that point, like all my aunts and uncles, they already did CrossFit. So after the boot camp, I was like, this is awesome. Like, I want to keep coming with my aunts and uncles. And that was the summer before my junior year of high school.
Okay.
So junior year, I kept going to CrossFit. Me and my dad would go early morning, or I'd go with my aunts and catch a ride with them.
Sure.
And then senior year, once I started to drive, I switched CrossFits to kind of like it's the CrossFit I'm at now. It was kind of a more competitive CrossFit at the time. There was a lot of people there who competed, so I could train with people that could, push me to like a higher level.
Yeah.
Um, and then after that, after I graduated high school, I moved up to Salt Lake City, and I worked at Tommy Hackenbrook's gym, Ute CrossFit, and I trained with Manny Janowitz and Tiffany Hendrickson. Like OG people will know who they
Oh,
are.
absolutely. Yeah.
Um, and then that was my first year I qualified for regionals was 2016.
Gotcha.
And that year I also got disqualified from regionals.
Oh no.
It was the year they had the strict muscle ups,
Okay.
and I could not do strict muscle ups. So the first event was the snatch ladder, and me being me, smacked myself in the face with a barbell when I was warming up for the snatch ladder, split my forehead open, gave myself a concussion. There's blood everywhere. So I like go
Gosh.
to medical. They're like, you probably shouldn't go out there. I'm like, just super glue it. It'll be fine. So I go out. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I haven't like touched a barbell with weight. I just go out there and I did horrible on the snatch ladder. It was really
Gotcha.
bad.
Yeah.
And then I went out for the next event, which was strict muscle ups. Couldn't get strict muscle ups, so I got disqualified from the rest of the weekend.
And
But then,
that's one of those barrier to entry. Like you have to be able to do it to continue
yeah,
in the competition. Yeah.
I think you
So
had to get one complete round, and I couldn't even get one complete round.
gotcha. So wow. So that
Yeah,
welcome to CrossFit, right?
yeah,
Welcome to
yeah. It was a great time.
the regional system. So I mean, when you went that year, did you set out that year to make regionals? I keep kind of want to call it
um,
semifinals, but regionals, or was it kind of
I
one of
know
those things that's like, oh my gosh, I made it.
it was my goal definitely to make it that year, and I think I barely slid in. I think the only reason I qualified that year was because a couple girls from the team. I think I was like,
Okay.
I think back then you had to be like top 20 in your region because
Yeah.
we did the super regions, and I think I was like 22 or 23rd, but then some girls went team, so I slid right in.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And from there on, it was just lit the fire.
Yeah, yeah, and then I was like, man, I want to go and not get disqualified.
So and weightlifting is kind of your thing.
Yeah,
You like getting that bar in your
I
hands.
definitely love it. Yeah.
What what are some of your favorite favorite movements, favorite things to do? Like if you could create your own competition, you're like, oh, this this is my jam right here. What's rolling in there?
Um, I really have learned to love everything, actually. The only things I really, really, really hate are kettlebell swings,
Uh-huh.
and I still hate strict muscle ups.
That's okay. I saw somebody post a video, and they were like, oh, I got my first strict muscle up, and I watched the video and I'm like, no, you didn't. Your
Yeah,
your
they're
your
so
arms
hard.
your arms are still bent like this. Like
Yeah,
when you
when you're
started,
pulling, yeah, you're
you're
right
like you
here.
jumped up on the rings and you're right here, and
Yeah,
then
you got half to pull down already.
yeah, I mean, you took out the hardest part of the entire thing, coming from a straight arm.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, but like I'm going to say, I don't have any muscle ups currently myself. So I mean, you know, I like the barbell. I like doing
Oh
doing
yeah.
things like that. And
Heavy snatches, I love any kind of snatch, really. I love
yeah,
cleans are fun. Shoulder overhead, love it all.
that's
I
awesome.
will say probably my favorite like movement in a Metcon to do is wall balls.
Wall balls.
Yeah,
Oh
love
man.
them.
So what did you think of? So you were on the demo team this past year. So
Hmm.
you got to try out everything before it got rolled out to the athletes and kind of
Kind of.
demonstrate.
Yeah, we kind of how it went was we each did like they picked a boy and a girl to test different workouts. So I didn't do every workout, but
Okay.
between all of us, like we did do almost all of them.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I know you guys were playing around with it in the back.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. There were certain things that we were like, oh, I want to try that. So we wouldn't do the whole workout, but yeah, we'd play with it for sure.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part with the with this year's programming with the games? Like what did you like? What did you kind of not like? Like the behind the
Um,
curtain stuff.
I actually really liked it all. Like,
Yeah.
and I think probably I might be a little bit biased, but I got to see Boz like when we went over every workout and when we talked about it, I got to see him like what he envisioned for this workout and the passion he had behind it.
Uh-huh.
And that made it like really special and really cool. Like you could tell this guy's passionate. This guy cares about what he's doing. This guy's trying to find, the fittest athlete on earth, but also like the most athletic, the most adaptable. Like what can you figure out in like this amount of time, Like I think that is super cool.
Yeah. And I've run into Boz the past few years at the games, and he is just the absolute coolest dude. Like
Oh yeah, he's a good dude.
he's so down to earth, and just he'll sit there and chat with you
Uh-huh.
about everything, and just awesome. I enjoyed the programming. I enjoyed all of it.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
really
think
have
the sandbag was awesome. Like I
oh
think
yeah.
I don't know. I know like the double under crossover, like that was hard for people to get, but like I mean some people got it. They're athletic enough, they figured it out.
Yeah. Is that sitting in your back pocket right now? Do you have those down and
Oh, no.
ready to go?
I actually did them the other day and I whipped the shit out of myself about 4 times and I was like, yeah, I'll save these for another day.
That's yeah, that's pretty much how
Working
I
on
am
them
with
though.
that's
Working
pretty
on them
much
though.
pretty much how I am with just dubs in general. It's a love-hate relationship. When it goes well, it goes fantastic.
Yeah, right?
When it doesn't, it just goes so horribly
Yep.
wrong.
Yep.
Um, so you are a full-time firefighter.
I am.
So
Yes.
how on earth do you maintain keeping a CrossFit sporting career and firefighter? Because I know my brother is a firefighter in North Carolina.
Okay.
He's a former Marine, and I've got a lot of friends who are firefighters and first responders, police, and things like that. And the hours are just ridiculous. And you're going into it with of course sleep deprivation, and I don't know how your schedule works, but usually are you the on a full day or 2 days? And
Yep. Yeah. So I'm on for 48 hours. So I'm there for 2 days and then I'm off for 4 days.
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So how do you balance all that? Do you
Um,
do you get it in at the station, or how does that work for you?
yeah, there's honestly when I am training, like I would say like once the open starts, quarterfinal starts, and I'm like in full swing, like I am 100% on it. There's really no balance. um, my coach is awesome. He makes it so that I am able to do both. Um, where I'm not in the gym all day on my days off, because that gets my days off. I are the days I'm at work. Those are the days that I have my rest days.
Yeah.
So my 4 days off, I'm, those are my training days. But he makes it so I can actually like do other stuff, like go grocery shopping. I still got to do my laundry. I still have like real life shit to do.
Yeah.
So it makes it awesome. But yeah, basically my schedule. So I'm at work for 2 days. And my first day, usually when I'm training, I don't do anything there. Like that's my rest day. I'll stretch, maybe like do some recovery stuff. But then that second day, it's actually awesome. So one of the guys on my crew, he owns a CrossFit. So
Okay.
he'll usually do a CrossFit workout with me. We'll just do something like light, sweat, move for 20 minutes. And then my days off are they're full on training days.
Gotcha.
um,
Gotcha.
Usually starts with training in the morning, then I coach, then a little break, then I'm back in the gym for a couple more hours training.
So on top of training, on top of being a firefighter, you also coach.
I do, yes.
So you keep yourself very busy.
I stay pretty busy.
Listen, I'm the same way. So I used to coach. I used to be head coach of a gym, and since I left that gym, I'm just an athlete now, and I love it. Because I can kind of just, hey coach, look at me and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because I find that when you don't have a coach, when you are the coach, that you don't get a lot of those critiques that you would normally get if you had somebody. They'll just look at you and be like, yeah, they're fine because they can do all this stuff.
They're the coach, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. And so your training program, you were with Jump Ship, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And how is that whole dynamic? Is that all, because I know a couple other athletes, I think you got a few athletes, games athletes that are in that group.
Yeah. So it's awesome. So I've known Seth Page for a while. So at 2018 at regionals, I ended up taking sixth again. So after that year, I remember I met Seth at regionals. We talked a little bit, and that was that. But then I always followed him when he was with Misfit. And then once he left Misfit, that was kind of like my 2 years where I was starting my career as a firefighter. So I kind of took a break from training. And then when I came back and decided I wanted to compete in 2021, I was like, where's Seth at? So I saw that he started Jump Ship, and I went with him because I've always loved his programming. I love the way he's like done things, and it always has worked really well for me.
Gotcha. I actually have a friend of mine who owns a gym here locally. So I'm in Central Florida, Norman Woodring.
I love Norman.
Yeah, everybody loves Norm. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But
he is awesome.
He has Not the Norm CrossFit down here in Leesburg. I want to say Lakeland, Leesburg, in Leesburg. So I've gone down to a couple of his competitions, and and he's come up to some of our competitions, and nothing like having Norm walk into a local comp and do
I think, and everyone's like, who's this dude?
Well, no, I think he did no, they know who he is, but then they're it's a family competition that is run up here every year. It's you can either do it's a team competition, so it's either guy girl, or or girl, however you want to mix that up, but it's also got a family aspect to it, so you can like parents can compete with their children, which is
that's fun.
Which is what I do every year with Stella, who you signed the jersey for. And thank you again for signing the jersey.
Oh, no problem.
She absolutely loved it, but he walked in a year or two ago, and he's come up quite a few times to this comp to help support and everything, and does a bear complex for 315. I'm like,
oh yeah,
it's just rude.
This dude's insane. This dude's insane.
So
it was actually fun because we were in a group chat all leading up to semifinals with just like a couple other guys that did Jump Ship that were going to semifinals, and then he was at Granite Games as well last year, so it was fun because we gotta like meet each other and stuff. So it was good. It was fun. He's a good awesome dude.
Yeah, he's a very good dude, and him and his whole family and everything. He's got 3 kids, and it's funny just to watch him out there. This big tough guy with all these tattoos and
run around chasing kids,
melted by his little daughter. He's
nice.
It's fun. So what got you into being a firefighter? How did you decide to go that route?
So I was kind of thought about it in high school. I knew college wasn't for me, so I was like, that's a career choice. But at the time, I was actually like really wanting to compete in CrossFit. Like,
Yeah.
I really like, that's why I moved up north. I really like what can I do with this? Let's just see what happens if I like focus on that. So, my parents are super supportive and they were like, yeah, let's see where it goes. So they helped me out a little bit. And then the guy that owns my gym, is a firefighter. And I think at that time, the Chiefs was coming to CrossFit and they were both like, hey, there's a fire academy coming up. Like you should get into it, just see how it goes.
Yeah.
And I got into it and I was like, yep, this will allow me to do CrossFit and I won't hate my life when I go to work.
Yeah. And obviously it translates because you need to be
Oh,
able
for sure.
to, that's one of the biggest things, especially, with first responders that, a couple of my friends as well, we kind of have the same thought of, if you can't save yourself, how can you save someone
Mm-hmm.
else, and
Yep.
the whole premise of, would you want you saving your family?
Yep.
How do you approach, approach training differently with that in mind that, I want to be a CrossFit Games athlete, but at the same time, I also, want to be an effective firefighter. And, does that change, how you train sometimes or?
Um, not really. Like you say, they kind of go hand in hand. Like,
Yeah.
and like as long as I know if I could get through like a CrossFit workout, I could do like this other hard stuff at work. And same, like I'll be at work and doing hard stuff, and I'm like, oh, I've done harder than this before, or like I've done hard things. I can get through this. Like I can
Yeah.
keep going. So they both go hand in hand for sure. It's actually really fun because it's funny because like all the guys, like we all know each other pretty well. They all do CrossFit. So we got to do stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we brought her because she's the strong one." Like they're like, "Oh, she'll take care of it. We got it."
Yeah.
So
And
it's fun.
how do people respond? Like,
They all laugh.
like the people that you're going to, help and
Yeah,
all that,
they all
they,
think it's funny. They all
they
laugh.
send you in as the muscle. That's awesome.
Yep. Yep.
And I've found a lot of times that CrossFit is a good, what do I want to say, outlet for a
Uh-huh.
lot of the things that you see as a
Oh, for
firefighter.
sure.
Do you feel like that's helped you kind of, you know, what I mean, kind of cope with?
Yeah.
I mean, as a first responder, you see people in their most desperate, most worst times, and see
Hmm.
things that, unfortunately we can't save all the time. Do you
Hmm.
find that CrossFit is a helpful outlet, for helping you deal with those sorts of things, or how do you deal with those kind of situations?
Um, yeah, it's hard. I would say every single time is a little bit different for me.
Uh-huh.
Um, like either okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna like kill this workout, I'm gonna die, and then after I'm like, okay, I feel pretty good. Or it's like I go in and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm here today. I'm just gonna move lightly. It's just that's what I can do today, and I'm gonna have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
So, it is different, but it's definitely like the one thing that I'm like, okay, I know I need to go move my body, and that'll help like my mind be able to process and like be able to move on.
Yeah.
So it's one of the best things like that I have done for myself. When I very first started full time as a firefighter, that's when I wasn't competing. And
Mm.
I remember after every single shift, I'd get off and I'd go run like 3 or 4 miles, and that was probably my favorite thing to do. It just I gotta think like kind of just go with the flow and just move my body for like 40 minutes, and that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Just clear your head, kind of let
Yep.
all that stuff go.
Yep.
Because I know, that's such a heavy job, because you never know what
Hmm.
you never know what that next call is going to be, or,
Oh, for sure.
or what you're rolling into. So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because this is barbells, beats, and buffoonery. So we have fun with everything. So
Yes, I love it.
what is a Kloie Wilson playlist? So like when you go into the
Oh,
gym, what are you throwing down with? Like what gets you up and going?
so most of the time, really slow, sad country music. Yeah, people hate
The,
it. People are
I
like, Chloe comes to the gym, she changes the music, we hate it here.
I actually I find that you either love it or you absolutely hate it.
Oh yeah.
There's no middle ground.
Yeah.
with that. So
I love it.
okay, so let's say your top five for, let's say you get the chance to go see a festival, a concert, these five artists
Oh,
are there and you're absolutely there.
Morgan Wallen, of course, because who doesn't love Morgan Wallen?
Yep.
Luke Combs, Eric Church, Turnpike Troubadours.
Oh,
Was that
so
four?
Chandler Smith got me on them.
Oh, I love them.
I heard him
Love them.
I heard him talking about them and I'm like, well, let me go check this out. And I listened to him. I'm like, absolutely the best. They're awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shane Smith and the Saints.
Okay.
Oh, there's so many. There's
So
so many.
so you're a country girl. So
Yeah.
that's your jam. I'm a
You know
huge
what? I used to hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it so
uh,
much. And then the guy that owns my CrossFit, whenever I worked out with him, he turned on country music and I'd be like, are you joking me? Like, we're really gonna work out to this? Like, it was horrible.
yeah,
And after about 2 years, now I'm the one that's like, don't worry, give it 2 years and you'll love it.
you'll love it. It's absolutely the
Yeah.
best. I'm a
Yeah.
huge Chris Stapleton fan.
Oh yeah, Chris Stapleton.
So
Yeah, how was he
just
not on my list? Him too.
yeah, him
Love
too.
him.
Just throw
I
him on the
love
list.
like slow a rowing interval, like Chris Stapleton playlist. That's
Oh
my
yeah.
jam.
I've
Love it.
So it's funny because you go into so many gyms and it's the same. You know, it's either like aggressive hip hop or
Yeah.
it's this rock screaming, just like
Or like weird techno shit.
yeah, or weird techno, all that sort of stuff. The big booty play mix,
Yeah.
all those that people
Yeah.
are playing, which I love that. There's a time and place for it. But I found that when I go into the gym and work out by myself, I'll put
Mhm.
on country, I'll put on,
Mhm.
something that's just outside of the ordinary that people would probably hate me for.
Yeah.
I've done lifting sessions to jazz, like
Oh wow.
pull up like a Michael Bublé playlist and just kind of let it roll in the
Yeah.
background, and it's just like, all right,
Yeah.
it's a little, got a little jazzy swing
It's a
to
good
it.
day.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a good
good
day.
day. I will say my favorite days in the gym are Sundays when no one's there.
Yep.
I'm alone. Lights are off. The garage door's open, and I got some slow, loud country music. It's a good
Nice.
day.
Now, are you doing? Is that like a for like a full on Metcon, or is that just like a lifting session,
Oh,
or
yeah, the whole time I'm there.
the whole time? Love it.
Oh yeah, all of it.
And so, do you do the same when you're kind of getting amped up for a competition? Like, are you the one in the back with the headphones on and just
No,
kind of
I'm
leave me
usually
alone?
trying to like bullshit and talk to other people, help me stay a little bit less nervous.
Yeah, and
No,
you feel that going in. It's like, man, it's the nerves, just trying to stay loose.
yeah, and it's like different every single time. I haven't like I don't know. I feel like this year the girls that were in my heat that I like at Granite Games that like we were warming up with, they were so much fun. So it was
Yeah,
like you could kind of like mess with each other. Obviously everyone's in the zone and they're like getting
sure.
ready to go, but it was just like you could still chat and still have fun. So it was good. It was a lot of fun.
I felt like the field at Granite Games was aggressive.
It
Like
was thank you.
it
It was
was
very aggressive.
it was stacked. Like
Yeah. It was stacked.
I remember looking at the field and I'm like, we're only taking 5? Really?
I know. That's what I thought too. I looked at there and I was like, if I'm top 10, I'll be pretty happy because
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but your average finish was like 7th. Like
yeah, it was 6.8 or something like that.
yeah, which any other competition, if you're averaging 7th, you're podium or
Yeah.
you're up there. I mean,
Yeah. That's what they said.
Just
Any
ask
other
Justin.
competition,
Yeah,
I would have qualified. Yeah.
Yeah, just ask Justin, who he's won one event in 2 years, and he's the 2-time
Yeah.
CrossFit Games champ.
Well, that's what I've always said. Okay, I want to be consistent in everything. Like if I cannot take first but not take 10th, I'll be super happy. And I did it. And then I was like, I still didn't qualify.
I did exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I've loved seeing you out there. It's awesome to kind of watch you because of that consistency. There are a lot of athletes that you watch, and it's like, okay, what are they going to do here? It's going to be damage control. We're going to just watch and just see. But you, it's just like you said, just steady, just right through. You're going to kind of be in that. You're going to be in that mix, somewhere.
And that was kind of my first year that I ever have been like that. Gymnastics, like legless rope climbs, stuff like that, or like longer metcons with like pure cardio, like running and stuff like that, have always been like a big weakness of mine. But apparently we hit hard this year, and I did a lot better than we ever thought. So it worked out really well for me.
Yeah, no, you did awesome at Granite. But like I said,
Thank you.
that field is just nuts. Um,
Yeah,
I
it was.
I also feel like that competition itself was a little bit tougher because of the fact that it was the only one that was completely 100% outside. Um,
I
I think. I mean, somebody might come on and correct me and say
Yeah, it
no,
was. It
there
was
were
all
other ones.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing was outside, which
Uh-huh.
you don't think Minnesota in the summer is going to be hot, but it was pretty gnarly out there, right?
Yeah, that first day, um, after what was the first word I got? The thruster and handstand walk. Yeah, I remember like laying down after that, and I was like, "Holy shit! I need to go get in some shade. I am dying right now."
Yeah,
Running into the bleachers, finding some shade.
yeah, because it's just wide open. I mean,
Yeah.
there's really nowhere to hide.
Luckily, so Friday was the only day that we weren't allowed. So the Vikings, I guess, were practicing in their inside stadium. So
Okay,
Saturday, Sunday, we were able to be inside the Viking stadium, their
gotcha.
inside practice stadium, just so that like we didn't have to stay outside the whole time. But
Yeah.
yeah, that first day, I'm like, it is hot out here.
Did any of the Vikings come over and like check out what was going on?
Not that I know of. They're probably like, ugh, CrossFit.
There's a lot of those players who I would love to take and just see what they would do. Just
Oh yeah, it would be
kind of
incredible.
see. So if there was a sport that you were going to play and it was, let's say, CrossFit doesn't come in. Now you said you had done volleyball, but
Yeah.
are there sports that you're like all in and really
Um,
follow?
my crew at work loves spike ball, and
Oh
I like to
yes.
think that I'm really good at spike ball against the guys I work with.
Uh-huh.
I would be a competitive spike ball player.
Which, hey, ESPN the Ocho. I see it I see it on there all the
there's
time.
there's like a legit competitive league. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not that good.
there's full on tournaments that
Yeah,
cornhole. I forget what I was watching the other day that like some of the sports on there was like dart throwing and just
dart
also
throwing. Wow.
yeah, they had
Or
competitive.
pickleball. Pickleball. St. George, where I live, very
Okay,
big pickleball city. There's pickleball courts everywhere. That's pretty fun.
gotcha. So along the same lines of the pop culture and music, what are some of your favorite like movies and things that you just kind of like what is your are you a like to just chill and read a book or throw on a movie or like
Um,
what's
I
the
go
I'm
through
checking out and just not doing anything.
I go through phases. Like I'll go through phases of like I love to read. That's all I
Uh-huh.
want to do when I'm home. Or I go through phases where I get hooked on a TV show and I'll just watch that show until like the whole series is over.
Okay.
But I just finished Gilmore Girls for like the third time. It's a good
I
one.
know I'm gonna be yeah, I haven't done it. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that.
I mean yeah. What are like what are some of your like favorite shows that have come out recently like that you've
Um, I am actually really horrible. I actually love like I'm a bad movie watcher and I'm bad at watching new things. Like I love to rewatch the same thing over and over. I just watched Me and my roommate just watched on Netflix. What did we watch together? She's right here. The Watcher.
The Watcher.
Like stuff like that.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
love scary things. Like the scary things that like Netflix put out, American Horror Story. I love stuff like that.
Did you so I saw a thing on TikTok about a movie called Grimm. Did you watch this movie? Like
Uh-uh.
so I guess it was on Netflix, but it's not on there anymore.
Oh.
I don't know. I just saw this post on TikTok the other day where it said that people can't get through like 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, it's like and they showed this TikTok was like he was like, "Oh, I'm going to watch it, whatever, no big deal." And he's like,
Yeah.
minute 1, minute
Okay, never
2.
mind. I don't want to watch it.
But he's like he's showing his reaction from this video from this thing and like 8.5 minutes he's like, nope, I'm out, I'm not
Oh,
gonna, I can't do
interesting.
it. So it's
Was
called
it like gory?
I don't know, that's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, is it gory, is it just like creepy? Like so I'm not a big horror movie my wife loves horror movies.
Yeah.
She goes to sleep to the sweet sound of murder every night. If she could, like, she watched The Watcher. If she can watch, like, these serial killer shows,
Oh yeah, love them,
the
love them.
Dahmer, all the Dahmer stuff. She's like,
Oh yeah, yeah. Before that, we watched the Dahmer one, and I loved it. It was so
yeah,
good.
but she'll sit there and watch them. With me though, so I was raised in a really, like, strict Christian home. So,
Uh-huh.
like, the ones that get me and freak me out are like the demon ones,
The
like The
supernatural.
Exorcist
Yeah,
and the
I'm
yeah,
like, I'm bringing the devil into my house. I'm inviting this. Yeah, I can't do
right.
those ones that well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't handle those very well, but like slasher flicks and all that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
like, I'm, whatever, I'll watch them. I like
Me
all
and
this.
my old captain at work, we watched all the Saws. We loved them,
Oh
and
yeah,
it was only me and him. Everyone else was like, "We're not watching this." They leave, but we loved it.
yeah. So like those movies, like, they're thrillers, they're suspense. Like,
Yeah,
I'm all in
yeah,
for that. But
love them.
you start having a baby come out of the TV and there's
Yeah,
heads
shit
spinning
like
and stuff.
that.
I'm like,
It depends the level. Some of them I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. Some of them are okay.
yeah. So, I know we're jumping back and forth between movie and CrossFit. So
You're okay.
the new season came out. The new season schedule came out.
Yes.
How do you feel? What do you think? It's
So
east and west, so
yeah,
you're going to be on the West Coast.
yeah.
So how does that look for you, and what do you think? So they're guaranteeing what, 5 spots, and then they're going
Honest to
to
God, I haven't read anything about it. I don't know anything about how it's gonna work. I know there's like a worldwide ranking. I don't know how it works.
All
I
right.
figure I'll just roll in and see what happens.
Well, just give it a go.
Yeah.
So here's the quick rundown, like the Cliff Notes version.
Let's hear it.
Each region is going to get a minimum of 5. So
Okay.
East is going to get 5 spots. West is going to get 5 spots, men and women, obviously, each.
Yeah.
And then Europe is going to get 5 spots. Australia is going to get, or Oceania is going to get 3. And then South America gets 2, Africa gets 1, Asia gets 1, I think
Wow.
is the minimum.
Minimum, yeah.
But based on the rankings and the power rankings, however that works, there could be more shifted to a region based on the power
Yeah.
rankings.
Because they're going back to like all the workouts will be the same, right?
Yes. So all the workouts
Okay.
will be the same. And there's going to be 17 spots basically up for grabs. So they got rid of so they got rid of the last chance qualifier. But if you're in a
Thank
weak,
God, that thing's the worst.
well, if you're in a strong region, you will get more placings in that region than weaker regions. So you kind of hope that you have a stronger region, because that means you get more spots, but you're also going against
more girls.
You're going against more monsters. So
yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, so
I could take 6th again and it would be okay, maybe.
I mean, essentially what we thought it was going to be was 10.
Oh wow.
Because they took the 4 North America and turned it into 2. So we figure, we'll get, those 5 from each one, and then they move it down. No, they're just going to take the top 5 minimum. But the good news is you'll know how many spots are up for grabs before you go into the competition.
Oh yes, that's okay. That's good, because I was just wondering, like, that would suck if like you went into the competition and like you don't know for like weeks.
No,
you got to wait for
no.
all the other weeks to go.
No, they're going to have the power rankings based on your. I think it's based off of last year, and the Open this year, and quarterfinals this year. So they're going to take a 2-year snapshot, apparently, of your performance, and that's how they build these rankings. And I'm sure there's people way smarter than I am that are figuring out all the logistics of that. But you'll go in and know, okay, West has 10, or maybe the West is stacked, so you have 12. So that it's not just it could go anyway. But people have been complaining about Oceania only getting 3 for the women, because the Australian ladies are just killing it.
Insane. Yeah.
So they're thinking about, but it could go different ways. So like the girls could get 10, but the guys only get 8.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not based off of so you get a good snapshot against the women that you're going against, and not just lumped in because of the guys or because of the girls. So
no, that makes sense.
So it's gonna be an interesting season.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes.
You're just like, I'm just gonna let it ride.
I'm still along for the ride. Yeah,
Just gonna go Vegas style. Just throw the
hoping not
dice.
to take 6 again.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, six could make it this year.
Last year I was like, I never want to take 6 again. I never want to do the last chance qualifier again. I either want to take like first or let me take like 12th, so there's not even a chance.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I guess I'll scratch that this year.
Yeah. So what does your season look like this year? I know we got a lot of off-season comps. Or are you just focused on the games, or like?
So yeah, I was planning on doing a couple off-season comps, but I strained my hamstring before I went on the demo team.
Yep.
And it for some reason has not wanted to get better. It's been a pain and literally pain in the butt. It's been very like frustrating the last couple months. So I've kind of just like scratched everything till the open, and just letting my body figure it out hopefully soon.
Well, I mean, once you build that base layer of fitness, sometimes taking a little extra rest to kind of let that stuff heal up is good.
Yeah, and like mentally it's kind of good for me to not like go into the swing of it so early, because I do get like between work and like training, it's like I never have a day at home to like relax and like hang out. So it's good. I'm staying like in check right now.
Yeah.
But it's been good. I've actually kept a lot of my strength, and I've been able to like really work on my upper body, which has been like gymnastics, which has always been like a little bit harder for me. So I think it'll all end up working out for the better and be okay.
Awesome. So then the goal is just the games right now, get healed up, hit the open hard, hit quarterfinals, and then let the chips ride.
See where it takes us. Yep.
Fantastic. Are you planning on going to any of the comps just to kind of hang out and do stuff, or
no, I gotta save my PTO for a time when I actually need it.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm heading down to, so I'm in Florida, so I'm heading down to Wadapalooza.
Yeah, you got to
come the beginning of the year. Well, I'm actually the manager of the podcast Sage. So
okay.
Yeah, so I'm putting all that stuff together. We're having a good time.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, I will be very busy. Yeah, because not only do I do that, but I'm, I have my career, which I am a sales rep for the state of Florida. So I travel all over the state of Florida selling glasses to doctors' offices. That's my.
Oh, you are busy.
That's the day job. Yeah.
The day job. Yeah.
And then of course, so we have 4 kids, my wife and I. So busy.
So your
sports.
Dad,
yeah. Sports almost every single day, whether it's gymnastics, baseball, CrossFit. As you know, I told you, Stella does CrossFit, gymnastics, and baseball. And then my 5-year-old does baseball.
She's wild.
Oh, she is. She's
nuts. That's busy.
And she's just recently got this new addiction with WWE wrestling. I'm like, yeah, it's the same thing I said. She was like, I love the WWE. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How did this happen? Where?
Yeah, how did that happen? Where did you even see that?
YouTube. She found a clip of Ronda Rousey and she's like, I'm in.
That's what I want to do.
I'm like, all right. Well, so we'll do, we'll get you hooked up with Seth Rollins. He does CrossFit. He does WWE. Well, we'll set it up.
That's hilarious. That's so cute.
But yeah, so she's into WWE wrestling, and because she's into it, her little brother's into it.
Of course, naturally.
So now they're running around the house, throwing each other into couches and just acting.
Oh, that's awesome.
But they stay active, they stay busy, they stay healthy. So I mean, that's the biggest thing, for them and for me, is just to make sure that they, keep that active lifestyle. Oh, did I lose you? You're frozen. I don't know if you can hear me. Are you there? Uh-oh. I think I'm still connected. Yes.
Oh, there you are. Yep.
Okay, that was weird.
You're back. Yeah, that was weird. You froze and then you were gone.
Well, that's the same thing that happened on my side. You froze, and then
I was gone.
I'm sitting there talking about wrestling and stuff, and I'm like, she's not moving. Neither is the fan behind her. The fan just froze. Like, oh, okay. No. So, but yeah, I basically, I want to make sure they're healthy and active, and they are
Yeah.
definitely all of that.
They got both those. Good. That's
They got
good.
both of them. So it's good. My oldest, she's 13 and rides horses, and
Oh, that's fun.
13 is so fun.
13. Gosh, I know. My mom's always like, wait till you have a kid and you have to deal with what I had to deal with. I'm like,
Yes.
no, I take it all back.
It's like, I hope you have one just like you.
Yeah.
Like, oh
I take it all
no.
back. I don't want to.
No. So, well, Kloie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah,
I
no
kind
problem.
of don't really have any more questions.
Perfect.
Tell people, where they can find you, and kind of follow along with your journey and your process.
Really just on Instagram at Kloie. I think my handle's Kloie Wilson. Yeah.
just search Kloie Wilson. You'll find it.
Yeah. My name's spelled weird, so good luck.
Yeah, no, I love it. We did the same thing with our kids. We gave them all different names. So
Nice.
so
Nice. They'll never have anything customized.
no, my oldest daughter, her name is Halen, like Van Halen, but with a Y in the middle. And
Wow.
she's like, I don't get anything that has my name on it. I'm like, no,
Nope.
no,
Nope,
no,
you
no,
don't.
you're not. You never will.
That's funny.
So yeah, we wanted to be original, but still,
Yeah, I like it.
not crazy. So
I like it.
but awesome. Well, hey, we are rooting for you for
Thank
this
you.
season. Definitely
Thanks.
definitely be, watching, kind of the open and quarters, and definitely when you
Should be
decide,
fun.
it'll be a good time.
I agree.
It'll be fun. So good luck, best of luck, and
Thank you.
thank you so much for being on the show.
Now, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. So I'm gonna turn the whole record thing off, and then
Okay.
where did it go? There it is.